Those of you that follow me here on this channel, whether it's Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn, or know me personally, know that I'm a man that likes quotes. One of the reasons why I like them so much is I just feel like they just can succinctly and soundbite form really present some truths and concepts that I think are really important. As it comes to real estate, as I talk about this month's Central Indiana Real Estate Market Watch here in July, a real estate quote I have for you is this: the best time to buy a house is always 5 years ago. The second best time is right now. And I think that encapsulates very much not only what's going on in the current market, but I think just the concept of buying real estate. There's too many people that look to sort of time the market, and the reality of the situation is real estate, particularly here in Central Indiana, is one of the most stable investments that you can have. That won't always appreciate like gangbusters, but it's also not going to go down in value. And just to kind of illustrate what I mean here, from a national perspective, is that right now the average homeowner in the United States, the average homeowner has $299,000 of equity in their home. That's strangely close to $300,000. Also, 40% of homeowners do own their home free and clear. So we have homeowners that are sitting on a lot of equity, and that's true whether they bought a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. Obviously, the longer that you own the property, in general, the more equity that you're going to have. So that's why getting into the game sooner rather than later over the long term is always valuable. So while I bring you this market update each and every month, what I don't want you to lose is I don't want you to mistake the forest for the trees, right? And keeping fundamental concepts in place about just the value of real estate over time is very, very important. But as I always do here at Andy Leakey & Associates with FC Tucker, I am going to discuss with you what's going on in the current real estate market. And as always, this is from the previous month before. So this is statistics from June of 2024. Now that we're in July, so in terms of the current market right now, there's 33.4% more homes available today than there was a year ago at this time. So 1/3 basically. Home sales dipped 3.9% in the month of June, but even in spite of all of that, so we have more homes for sale, and we have fewer sales going on. That means the market is softer than it was a year ago. But guess what? Normally that's an indication that home prices would go down. Home prices actually have risen 4.5% this year. Now, again, that's not at all like the returns that we've seen in appreciation the last 2 to 3 years with the COVID money and all that influence. But we're getting back to a normal market, and we're still seeing home prices go up about the rate of inflation, give or take a little bit. In Hamilton County, home sales went up 30.5%. Home sales dipped just 0.2%, and then home prices went up 3.8%. And then finally in Marion County, your inventory rose 39.2%, while the home sales dropped 5.3%, and your home appreciation was at 3%. So again, what we're seeing is we're seeing more homes for sale. We are seeing fewer sales, but we're still seeing prices remain really steady. Now, because there's more homes for sale and because there's fewer sales going on, that does mean that homes in general can sit on the market a little bit longer, especially if the condition is not on point. Those of you that follow this channel have heard me say multiple times over the years, selling a home is two things. It's a price war and it's a beauty contest. And now that we're getting back to a more normal market, sellers that heed that timeless truth and that timeless principle still succeed in this market, can still get multiple offers in certain circumstances. I just sold a home on the north side of Indianapolis over this weekend where we had, I think, 5 showings. So not as many showings, but we had 2 offers. So, and we were able to sell the home above list price. So that dynamic is not there in the exaggerated form that it was a year ago or certainly 2 years ago, but it is still there in smaller bits. But if you're sharp and if you're heeding the wisdom and counsel that you're being given. Those particular sellers there, we'd been in contact, really prepping their home and what they would do to prepare for probably 6 months before we put the home on the market. So the home buying and selling event is not an event, it's actually a process. So being able to heed words of wisdom from experienced professionals is becoming more and more important for sellers. Home buyers, what does that look like for you? Well, again, you're having more choice. Again, we have about a third of more inventory on the market than we had a year ago, and home sales are down a little bit. However, if you see a home that's very well priced and has been on the and it hasn't been on the market for very long, there's a pretty good chance other people are going to be interested in it too. So you'll definitely want to make sure that you're getting prepared, getting ready, talking to a lender on the front end. I would be happy to refer you to a great lender that I work with if that's something that would be of value to you. But getting prepared on the front end so you're prepared to write an offer if that right opportunity comes up. But we are seeing the speed of the market slow down a little bit because of that, and giving buyers a little bit more of a chance to breathe, which is something that's been sorely needed in the market over the past two to 3 years. And again, going back to that initial concept I talked about, was that the best time to buy a home is 5 years ago. The stats from June 2024 compared to June of 2020, what does that look like here in Central Indiana? Well, actually in Central Indiana, we have 27.9% more homes for sale now than we did 4 years ago at this time, but the home sales are down almost 30%. So again, more inventory, fewer sales, but again, that has not softened prices though. And in fact, if you take it over a 4-year window, the average home appreciation here in Central Indiana is 43.6%, meaning that the average homeowner in Central Indiana has gained $104,000 of equity over the last 4 years. So again, those of you that are out there that are on the fence, whether you have a home and are looking to move, but you think maybe now's not a good time, or if you're a buyer that has been renting for a while, my question to you is really, what are you waiting for? We're seeing the market get a little bit more back to some normal levels in terms of speed, in terms of inventory, and that is allowing us to get back to some tried and true fundamentals. And we also know, even in spite of when there was no supply 2 to 3 years ago to now we're seeing more supply grow, we know that home prices are staying steady. Do I believe home values go up another 40% in the next 4 years? No, but I also don't see them going down here in Central Indiana. So those of you that are on the fence and unsure about when to get in the game, I would encourage you to reach out to the professionals here at FC Tucker, Andy Leakey and Associates. We would love to serve you and just give you clarity in this process of not only what's going on week to week, month to month in the Central Indiana market, and specifically in areas that you're looking to be in, but also help you figure out how to best navigate the market in light of what your long range goals would be, so that in 3 to 4 to 5 years from now, you're not sitting here saying, I wish I would have acted back then. So hopefully you find this helpful for you. If you know anybody else that this type of information and this type of education would be valuable, please feel free to forward and pass this on. If you have your own thoughts and your own questions, I would love for you to just put them in the comments down below, and myself or somebody from my team would be more than happy to get back with you. And as always, if you know somebody looking to make a move in Central Indiana or nationally, because we are connected with great networks of realtors from across the country, we are never too busy for your referrals. Thanks so much.